My bad. Start over.
Start over. Oh my gosh, everybody's going to just leave us. Look, they already left. They're already
Oh, now you're back.
Shoot, they're back. All right, welcome to the Ski Summit Real Estate Show number 91. We're closing on 100. This is where we talk about what's important in Summit County, buying and living in real estate in Colorado. There's all kinds of fun to be had up here right now. So we're going to go over a little bit of what's to do. The Breckenridge Film Festival is happening. We're going to touch on that a little bit. We got a special guest to talk with about some real estate intel, what to expect with price decreases, increases, what we're going to see with interest rate changes, all that good stuff here to come. So I'm your host, Matt Dayton, Cornerstone Real Estate. I'm here with Benji, my producer and live stream sidekick. Hey, Benji.
Howdy do.
Howdy do. How are ya?
I'm all right.
Good. Thanks for being here, man. So Benji's going to be monitoring the chat for us this afternoon. If you have any questions, feel free to chime in with anything. And before we get going, please like, subscribe. Either way, appreciate you being here. So let's get rolling. Who do we got on the show for us today, Benji?
We have a special guest.
Who's hiding in the back?
Friend of the show, Chris Magnotta, is back. There he is.
Chris, how you doing, man?
Life is good, buddy. Life is good.
Where's that caterpillar on your upper lip?
The caterpillar was taken hostage and may not return for till next calendar year. We'll see if we do another fundraiser, but funds have been raised, so I had to shave that bad daddy.
Congratulations. We're gonna miss that little guy. Did you ever name him?
No. Maybe, yeah. I guess the nickname from him was Creepy, but Creepy the caterpillar. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's a good improvement. So it's good to see the whole thing here. So but you raised the funds. You got to shave the thing off because you raised the funds.
We got to shave it, yes, because we raised a lot of money for some cool nonprofits. Plant with Purpose was one of them, and so they do some really cool stuff. And we also did some fundraiser for another cool nonprofit that does a bunch of stuff for cancer and kids with cancer and getting them into camps and youth camps and things like that. So it's really cool.
Awesome. Plant with Purpose? What is that?
So Plant with Purpose, they specifically, it's really complex, but the super simple way to talk about it is specifically where I was putting our support is in Haiti. So I don't know if you know about Haiti. It's basically been completely deforested and devastated, and it causes all kinds of problems with nutrition in the soil and erosion and all kinds of problems. And also Haiti is just a really dark, impoverished place right now. So a Plant with Purpose goes in, and they have actually already planted 1 million trees. And in addition, so they're providing, trying to recreate the original, landscape, original habitat. And then within that, they teach different farming techniques. And so they're trying to create jobs through empowering locals to get the soil from, eroding out and creating farms and sustainable plantations. And so they're doing all kinds of really cool, sustainable stuff and providing jobs. It's pretty awesome.
That's a beautiful thing. Well, it sounds like raise some good money for some good organizations. So strong work. And we'll look forward to when you grow that thing back out again next year, this time of year. Bring it on.
For sure.
So, yeah. Well, cool. Benji, what are we talking about today?
The first thing that I've got is the Breckenridge Film Festival. I'm pretty excited about this. I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun. But the Breckenridge Film Festival has got a bunch of stuff going on this weekend.
We have a whole plurality. Well, I'm going to just skip that word. We've got a bunch of films. I got my thesaurus right here, so we're good. We get through it. We got a whole bunch of films that are going to be starting today. They're going to and going through the weekend. But what are they kicking off with here, Benji? What's our little feature film?
The biggest one, like the one everybody is really excited about, is this Casa Bonita one. Matt Stone and Trey Parker bought Casa Bonita. I only know about this because of my time in Colorado and South Park. So they're turning this into the Denver Wonderland.
You take something like South Park and you combine it with something iconic like Casa Bonita, and it can't be bad. It's got to be good.
I watched the trailer and it looks like they're just documenting them rehabbing the whole building. So that way it can be like the Disneyland of Mexican restaurants, which is really cool. Like there's a guy that dives on the inside of this place.
Yeah.
Like 3 stories.
Now, Magnotta, you certainly have been to this place sometime. And
many times in my childhood. And I'm going to name drop here, but I knew and still know one of the divers. So
wow,
the diver, one of the divers from 25, 30 years ago is a real estate agent partner of mine, and she rocked it. She was a diver. So that's my claim to fame. I know a diver at Casa Bonita.
Does she put that, like, does she use that when she goes into listing appointments and stuff?
No, which is a shame. I mean, she could really up her listing game for sure if she put that as part of her listing presentation.
Absolutely. It's hard to segue into something like that. I mean, I'd like, how do you by the way, something you don't know about me.
By the way, yeah.
kind of a big deal.
Yep.
That is cool. So that'll be fun. I had a closing today. The gal at the title company was wearing all pink for the Casa Bonita show that she was going to go to later this afternoon.
Oh, crazy!
So people get all in character. It's a lot of fun. So if you haven't ever gone to that, it's worth going. So awesome. What else we got for us, Benji?
Well, we've got the market update. If you're going to show us your screen.
Yes. So very interesting right now that we're seeing kind of a shift in things a little bit. And Chris, are you feeling a little bit of a shift in your industry right now?
Large shift, not just small, but large.
Significant.
Yeah, and usually what we deal with is kind of like a leading indicator of what you deal with 30 days to 90 days later. So typically on average, when people come to me to talk about what their payment is or to get pre-approved, the average lag time between when they talk to me and when they're having you put a contract on a home is typically 30 to 90 days. So So we're really busy right now. Our hair's on fire a little bit. So yeah, it's exciting.
Good stuff. Yeah. And that's what it feels like we're just starting to see that. Mm-hmm. Labor Day was a busy weekend. A lot of people coming into town. We put some stuff under contract, and it's, we're still starting to see things pick up. This is a cool little supply and demand balance graph that I pulled up today. And just the bottom line is under new contracts is the red. And then the top line there in blue is number of new listings. So here's your supply and demand, and you can see exactly what they've done. So here we are, back in June, coming into the summer, high supply, low demand. And then as we kind of crept up here into where we are, they've met again. So if you go back to the last time that the two of these had come across was back in January, February, and now we're going back into that. So, of course, January, February, naturally low supply. So low supply, low demand. Now we're coming down and we're meeting up again with a little bit higher demand. So it's going to be really interesting. Chris, do you think we're going to start seeing a shift in pricing here with this?
Yes. Yeah. I think one thing that has been a constant throughout history is lower interest rates correlate with higher prices. I mean, we saw that firsthand, right? COVID. Yeah. Like, we don't have to look back very far historically to see what low interest rates do for housing prices. So, yeah, we'll see that. I've heard different estimates from different economists, but I think collectively people are kind of in agreement. Like, for every 1% drop in interest rate, that's a bump in price of about 5%. So I would expect nothing less than that, and especially given that we're already, at a relatively, from a historical context anyway, we're at a pretty still low inventory situation. So certainly higher than we've been in previous years, but historically, like, it's still pretty low inventory, and we've been at basically record low demand for almost 2 years. So, it doesn't take much to come off the bottom, which is where we've been for the last couple of years.
Yeah. No, that's an interesting statistic. And I think you even threw out a statistic, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like record low demand in the past 20 years or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can track demand specifically through mortgage application data. Mortgage Bankers Association tracks this. And so you can take mortgage applications, you can break it out specifically for people buying for purchases, and and you can track that. And yeah, we basically were at a 25-year low for the last 2 years. And if you go back prior to 25 years, it was lower, but that's only because the population was just so much less. So, from a population adjusted standpoint, we were really spent 2 years at record lows. And this year was the worst of all of them. So yeah, we're coming off some extremely low demand. And we saw that too, just like in overall showings. The showings were very low this year. So yeah, big indicators of demand, first and foremost is mortgage application data. And second would be like showing data.
Now they've got a, of course, the Fed came out with the price reduction news yesterday.
Woo, party!
Yay! Does that mean like I'm going to be able to go out and buy, get a lower mortgage rate next week or right now? Is it down? What's
so technically they're up a tiny bit from yesterday. The mortgages are up a tiny. Yeah, how does that happen? Well, and it's just a sliver that they're up. So at the end of the day, the Federal Reserve and mortgages follow each other very closely. They're very highly correlated. But mortgages are like real time, and the Federal Reserve is like the slow old man's club. Okay. So the Federal Reserve usually lags behind what mortgages do. So mortgages have gone down like 1.25% just in the last month alone. And the reason they did is in anticipation of that Federal Reserve cut. So the market was expecting that Federal Reserve cut. And as a result, the market adjusted ahead of time. So, the market will continue to adjust as the Federal Reserve, cuts rates. They're really just now getting into the start of a cycle. So they're just starting it, right? So they started at 0.5% yesterday, and that is the beginning. So they're going to continue to cut rates and pretty aggressively for the next year for sure. Probably year and a half, 2 years. It'll be some pretty steady rate cuts.
Well, that's gonna be interesting what that does. Like you said, we've already had historically low inventory, so that'll certainly be very interesting to see what it does. And but what I'm hearing, they've kind of already built in what's going to happen for these cuts that have happened, that are Fed cuts that happen. That mortgage interest rates, we've already seen that happen.
Yeah, from yesterday's cut, that was already baked into the mortgages that we've been locking for the last few weeks. So that rate cut was baked into those. So, we were actually, I locked one this morning at 5.625, by the way. Woo! Smoking hot. I'm like, hey, dude, this is the lowest I've locked in like 2.5 years. I'll go high five somebody. At least I was excited. Maybe he was probably, not as excited as I was. But, typically they're still, a little over around 6, a little over 6. But at the end of the day, we saw them go from like 7.2 to 7.5, down, and particularly in the last few weeks as we got close to that Fed rate cut, we really saw them, tail off significantly, drop another 0.5% or 0.75%, and all in anticipation of that great Fed rate cut that we got.
That's encouraging. That's really encouraging. Thanks for sharing that. So, well, cool. Well, that's what we got for the market update. Benji, what else we got?
The next thing I've got is a lawsuit for the real estate news that's coming up for Breckenridge.
Yeah. This is Chris. I know this has been a huge topic of conversation in Summit County. Is Steamboat seeing this?
Yeah, we're not seeing as many lawsuits, but it's super controversial, just like it is in Summit County and and highly, highly controversial. But I think I haven't seen the lawsuits like I have, like you guys are dealing with in Summit.
Yeah, this is the second one. So the first lawsuit was it was basically a group of homeowners that came together to file this lawsuit, and that got overruled. So this lawsuit is actually being filed by a homeowner who's a lawyer, property owner, and attorney, and he's arguing that the fee is essentially a tax, which would require voter approval, and that that Tabor prohibits tax increases without voter approval. So he's targeting the fee that Breckenridge Town Council established of $756 per studio or bedroom in 2021. So he's going after him for that. I don't know if anybody else will jump on that to support him, try to make sure that happens, but he's basically claiming that since short-term rentals generate revenue, the fee should be classified as an unconstitutional tax rather than a fee. So the county, the plaintiff is basically saying that challenges the short-term rental fee, and Breckenridge claiming, or excuse me, the counter argument that the I don't know, Benji, help me out. I'm struggling here. Well, lost my train of thought here. They're basically
It says Dorotic argues the study used to justify the fee overlooks the revenue generated from the sales and lodging taxes by short-term rentals. So the claim is that the lawsuit asserts that since short-term rentals generate revenue, the fee should be classified as unconstitutional. You just said that.
That's what. And I was trying to figure out I was trying to find what the county's argument was against this claim. So, which I'm just not finding it in here.
They may not have it yet. They may not. Said their defense yet.
Yeah, they may not. And so but we'll see where this goes. I would be surprised if this gets any traction and gets anywhere, but you never know. It certainly could. So,
we shall see.
Time will tell. So,
all righty. The next thing I've got is the MLS check, where we go and look at a bunch of properties. Let me pull that up really quick. Here we go. We got 3 more.
So I figured I'd go ahead and pull some deals of the week. I thought these were good deals. So
they look nice. Condo, a single family home, and a mobile. Oh, I'm excited for that one. Okay.
You were throwing a mobile home in there.
And this is a
we're all over the board.
Increase. I haven't seen a price increase anywhere on these.
You see these every once in a while. Somebody puts it on, and maybe they got like a bunch of attention, or maybe they're just like, oh, I think it's worth more. So this one actually, I sold one of these last summer, and this one coming on same range, but this one's really nice. It's a lot nicer than the one I sold.
White downtown too.
Yeah. So
you're in the thick of it.
Right in the thick of it. This one's got the deck.
Oh, look at that.
Remodeled. It's just a tiny little studio, but it's nice. It's good. You're right in town, right like half a block off of Main Street, Frisco. So shops and restaurants there. But I really, really like what they did with this little space. So, and next week we got a design specialist that's going to join us on the show.
Ooh, the fridge.
And don't tell Chris, but she's also better looking than him.
Oh,
that's not setting the bar too high, though. I mean,
So,
can she grow a mustache? That's what I
was just going to say. She's got a bigger
I did
one.
say she was better looking, didn't I? I'm going to go with no. So, great little location. It's got an underground parking garage. It's got ski lockers and views of Mount Royal. So, can't go wrong with this little studio bedroom. Great little crash pad in heart of Frisco.
Yeah, I like that one. All right. The next one we have is a single family residence coming in at $1.799 million. This is 167 Gold King Way in Breckenridge, Colorado.
So great location, easy to access downtown, Main Street, skiing. You can walk down the road there and get to, there's ways to do it. Just ask me. So you can get, there's always a good way to get into the woods and get on the slopes from a lot of these places. You just sometimes have to know how to do it.
People take pictures of you claiming to see Sasquatch.
Just throw on a ghillie suit and go
Yeah.
go do some monochromatic walking.
Does it require AT gear?
So yeah, a little bit older property here, built in 1983, but very cool spot. They've done some fun little upgrades with it. I love the little touches, but being this Warriors Mark neighborhood, I would like that.
It's a very unique space.
It is. Some room for, doing some fun things, some improvements. There's always room for improvement.
I'll take it just like it is.
So just, they got some fun little things. I don't know. I'm not a fan of yellow though.
No.
You can take yellow with you.
Have to slap a new coat of paint on that one.
Yeah. Our first place up here, we had a lot of yellow in it. I just got sick of it. But paint's easy.
Yeah, this reminds me of a friend's house when I lived in Colorado.
It looks like a lot of 80s houses up in
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. So, but it's got a lot of nice people, tons of fireplaces. Am I just seeing so we're going through here, the fireplaces galore. So, but nice lot, really nice.
Huge deck.
lot.
Look at that thing.
That is.
It's got a step down or two.
It is 3,749 square feet. So that puts you under $500 a square foot, which is great. I think it's a great value to be right in the heart of Breckenridge. I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes quick. About a quarter of an acre lot. So it's got good space. Warriors Mark. Check that one out. So.
All right. Here's our final listing coming at $700,000. Well, just under it. $699. This is 85 Revit Drive.
I'm a sucker for water property. I mean, anywhere in the mountains you can find on the water is highly desirable. So as you can see, you've got this creek running right through the backyard there. And
that is too cool.
Yeah, you got mountain bike trail access right there. That's actually that squiggly line going down the hillside there. That's actually the Colorado Trail. Yeah, that's the Colorado Trail. So that's a
quadruple U.
Yeah, all the switchbacks there. But that's a great bike access, hiking access right there. So, and then I just love this little patio area. I pay $700,000 for this patio.
How cool this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my dream. Arizona is like where people come to retire with these park model homes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some of these things are just so nice.
And they did a good job with it. I mean, it's, it is a mobile home and that, it is what it is, but it's like to have this kind of spot, this kind of location and setting. I mean, absolutely. I think
does that have lot rent with it?
You don't have, no. So you own it straight out.
Oh, okay.
HOA?
You do have an HOA. Now, the interesting things on these ones is that you cannot live here 365 days a year.
What?
Yeah. So they actually have a limit on how much time you can live in it, because they're not. It's a resort community. It's not intended to be a primary residence. So great for a person that wants to rent it, or somebody that wants to be here just a certain amount of the year and rent it the rest of the year or leave it vacant, whatever. But you couldn't make this your residence full time unless you're you travel away for a few months a year. So
I like that one the most of all of them. I don't know why.
It's just, that setting. So it's kind of the tiny home theme. So, but
that's it. That's all I've got.
Awesome. Well, hey, Chris, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate you being on the show today and your wealth of knowledge. If anybody has questions about lending, loans, mustaches, contact Chris Magnotta at Elevate Home Loans. And we'll thank you, everybody, for joining us on the show today. Appreciate you watching, and please stay tuned for the next one. So, and we'll see you in the mountains soon. Take care.
Bye.
See ya.